What's up, fight fans? Welcome to my channel. This is Johnny, and in today's video we're going to be going over the statistics that nobody talks about. We're mentioning this weekend's fight in San Diego, California between Raymond Muratalla and Zaur Abdullaev. Guys, before I continue, I want to say thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you to everybody who's been with me since day one. If you haven't already, could you please hit subscribe? Also, like this video, and right now, go down to the bottom of this video, near the subscribe button, you'll see a little bell. Hit that so you can be notified every time I put something out that's new. Thank you. All right, guys, a new week is here. Last week was busy. This whole year has been busy, but we have to push forward just like any great fighter, brush the shoulder off, and move on. So this weekend, we're going to be focusing on a few cards. This specific video, we're going to be talking about the card that's taking place in San Diego, California, headlined by Vaquera. Emanuel Navarrete is taking on Charly Suarez, which is a great fight. We'll be featuring that later in the week. But today, we're talking about the co-main taking place at 135 pounds between Raymond Muratalla and Zaur Abdullaev. Guys, in this video, I'm going to be breaking down both guys' careers. We're going to talk about how each guy goes about their business, see what they've been up to with their resumes. Stay tuned to the end of the video because that's the portion of the show where I'm going to be talking about the Las Vegas odds, and I'll be giving you my prediction and telling you where to put your money. Let's get into this. Guys, Zaur Abdullaev is a one-loss fighter. His only loss was back in 2019 to Devin Haney. Since that loss, he's gone 9-0 with 4 stoppages, and he just gets better and better. Both guys, Abdullaev and Muratalla, are huge lightweights. For 135 pounds, both guys stand about 5'8", 5'9". They both cut a lot of weight. Muratalla is a guy who thinks that he belongs at the top tier of that division. We have to remember the champions at 135 pounds, Keyshawn, Tank, Shakur, and Loma. So this is one of those fights where the winner should be propelling themselves into a world title shot. And with both guys' careers, they feel that this is their time. We know Muratalla is undefeated. He has a lot to prove. He feels that he's always been overlooked. 28 years old, he's been talking about that this Abdullaev matchup is a perfect tailor-made matchup for him to show off his skill set. Right now, I want to take a closer look at what's at stake this weekend in San Diego. Undefeated lightweight contender Raymond Danger Muratalla is 22-0 with 17 knockouts. Says he's all set to seize his championship opportunity. The 28-year-old fighting pride of Fontana, California will take on Russian Zaur Abdullaev, who's 20-1 with 12 knockouts, for the vacant interim IBF lightweight world title at the Pechanga Arena in San Diego. Muratalla Abdullaev will be the co-feature to the WBO Junior Lightweight World Title Showdown between reigning king Emanuel Navarrete and unbeaten Filipino challenger Charly Suarez. You guys can catch these fights on ESPN+. The IBF number 4 Muratalla surged into world title contention in 2023 after knocking out big punching Jeremiah Nakatia in 2 rounds in May, before stopping Diego Torres in 8 rounds in November. During 2024, he picked up 10-round decisions over Zazani Zogeni in March and former world champion Tevin Farmer in July, before icing out Jesus Perez with a stunning second-round stoppage in November. IBF number 2 Abdullaev has won 9 straight fights since a 2019 defeat to Devin Haney, including impressive victories over former world champions Jorge Linares, Dejan Zaklinin, and Roger Gutierrez. Following a recent training session at the Robert Garcia Boxing Academy, Muratalla shared his delight at landing the interim title shot, and I quote, "This is a huge opportunity for me, for my family, and for my team. This is exciting and motivating because it gets me one step closer to even bigger fights. I want to get these big fights that everyone wants to see me in. My main goal is to get past Zaur Abdullaev so I can start calling out these big fighters. But I'm not looking past him. I know this will be a tough one, probably my toughest fight. Zaur Abdullaev has improved a lot as a fighter. He's gotten better since the Devin Haney fight. That was a few years ago, and now he's on a winning streak. I know he's coming to fight, and he's not just here to fight, he's here to win. And I'm on the same page, so it's going to be a good one. I can't wait. He comes forward with a high guard, he's strong, but I think he's a little slow for me. I have too many skills and different things he hasn't seen yet. At the same time, I feel there are a lot of skills that I haven't even shown yet. I'm ready to go. This is something that all fighters dream of. I put in the work to get here, and I'm ready to show out May 10th, end quote. Guys, both gentlemen on their resumes, this isn't one of these fights where the resumes are weak. They both have good victories on their resumes. When you think about Abdullaev, when you watch him fight, Just go to the Jorge Linares fight. This is a guy who starts out the fight with kind of match and mirroring his opponent. You can see his opponent jab, he'll throw the jab. 2-3, he'll throw the 2-3. And over time, what this does to his opponent is it's tiresome and exhausting. And this gives him an ability to change tempo on his punches and to punch with his opponents. He's not going to have the fastest hands. He keeps a high guard, and he's not that complex of a fighter. He likes getting on his front foot. What I feel is a great combo for him is he has a good jab, but he'll throw his lead hook off of the jab. So he throws a power jab, but then once his opponent picks up on the power jab, he'll tap the jab out, boom, boom, and turn the left hook right over. And this is a combo that he kept landing against Linares. With Muratalla feels he's going to have the speed advantage. This is an RGBA fighter, Robert Garcia, so we know his body work is going to be there. We know he's going to be on the front foot, and he likes a dogfight as well. With Muratalla, I like his backhand uppercut. He throws it to set up his lead hook. When he lands it big, he likes bringing his opponent's hands down, and then he follows up head side. So this is a combo to look out for in this matchup because Abdullaev is going to be the taller guy. 5'9" and 5'8". Both guys are big lightweights, like I already said. It's going to be an interesting matchup. Right now, I want to take a closer look to see what Zaur Abdullaev has been up to with his career. Guys, Abdullaev's 20-1 with 12 knockouts. He carries into the ring a 60% career knockout to win ratio. And out of 2,490 lightweights in the world, he is ranked number 6. He has a career 154 pro rounds fought. The Russian is a 31-year-old Orthodox fighter standing at 5'9" with a 72-inch reach. We last saw him fight Carrasco, 20-1, stopped him in the 12th. Gutierrez, 27-5, UD in the 10th. Andreev, 25-0, stopped him in the 3rd. Nunes, 23-4, UD in the 10th. Straffen, 25-4, stopped him in the 5th. Abdullaev has one of these styles that if you're not on your A game, if you're not paying attention to what he's doing, he likes sort of painting his own picture. It takes him a long time. He has a lot of late round stoppages. He will be there to get hit. Almost every fight, he's one of these guys that doesn't really wear damage that well. So you see his face swelling. You see all of the punches on him. You know, there's some fighters who could go through a 10, 12 round fight and they look like they haven't even been touched, even though they've been getting touched up. He's not one of these guys. So that's going to be something to look out for. A major narrative early on in this fight is him figuring out that distance. Will he respect the power of Muratalla, and will he be able to stay in that strike zone as long as he wants? Because if it's up to him, the entire fight's going to happen there. It's going to come down to durability. Right now, let's look at Raymond Muratalla and see what he's been up to. Guys, Muratalla is 22-0 with 17 knockouts. He carries in the ring a 77% career knockout to win ratio out of 2,490 lightweights in the world. He's ranked number 5. He's fought a career 101 pro rounds. His adoring fans know him as Danger, and the 28-year-old American is an Orthodox fighter standing at 5'8" with a 72-inch reach. He proudly calls Fontana, California, USA home. We last saw him fight Campos, 25-5, stoppage in the 2nd. Tevin Farmer, 33-5, UD in the 10th. Najeni, 31-4, UD in the 10th. Nunes, 18-0, stoppage in the 8th. Nakatila, 23-2, stoppage in the 2nd. So this is a guy on his resume who has victories over former world champions. He could beat you with power, but he could also win decisions. Holding a 77% career knockout to win ratio and being undefeated in this division, he feels he's one highlight reel knockout away from getting a world title fight. This is an interim title fight, but we know in boxing, these guys want to be full world champions. When I look at Muratalla and I think about how does he hold up against the other top guys in the division, when you think about Shakur, Tank, Loma, and Keyshawn, right now I'm asking you guys in the comment section below, could Muratalla with a victory over Abdullaev beat any of the 4 current champions? When I think about both fighters side by side, both in their physical prime, I think Abdullaev, he's going to be a little bit taller with a little bit longer reach. I'm giving the power advantage to Muratalla and the speed advantage. It's going to come down to a lot of psychology in this fight. What I mean by that is how each guy is going to hold up with the damage, how Muratalla is going to hold up with that sort of prodding style that Abdullaev has, and how Abdullaev is going to hold up to the speed of Muratalla and the power of Muratalla. These are the narratives that are going to literally prove the outcome of this fight, and this is what I'm going to be focusing on, and this is why I'm excited about this matchup. We're going to get to see 2 top guys at 135 pounds, and then the pecking order will be a little bit more clear after this outcome. Right now, I want to take a closer look at those Las Vegas odds. Guys, I'm down here in Australia. Wherever you are in the world, let's pull out those betting apps. Also, I'm only going to give you my prediction. Stay tuned to these channels to the end of the week. I'll be doing my live stream where I'll be giving you my method of victory and prop and lock bets. Let's get into this. All right, guys, currently on the money line, Raymond Muratalla is $1.28, meaning you put $100 on him just to win, you get your money back plus 28 bucks. The draw is 17-1. Abdullaev is a 4-10, meaning 100 bucks gets you your money back plus $310. When I look at both the fighters' styles, when I look at their resumes, they're both coming off stoppage victories. Both guys have fun styles. They're gonna be there to get hit. Like I said, durability, speed, and power are three major factors that I feel that I'm gonna lean on when going with my victor. And right now, I'm taking Raymond Muratalla to defeat Abdullaev. I think the speed's gonna be too much. He has been dropped before, but we've seen him come back and get victories. I think that his power is gonna be too much in overtime. I feel that he's going to wilt Abdullaev. Right now in the comment section below, you don't have to agree with me. Who do you think is gonna win this fight, Muratalla or Abdullaev? What's up, fight fans? Welcome to my channel. This is Johnny, and in today's video, we're going to be going over the statistics that nobody talks about when mentioning this weekend's main event in San Diego, California, between Vaquero Emanuel Navarrete and the undefeated Filipino challenger, Charly Suarez.
Great combination from Charly with a 7 shots on the puncher with a 7.
Guys, before I continue, I want to say thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you to everybody who's been with me since day one. If you haven't already, could you please remember to hit subscribe? My YouTube analytics are telling me that close to 75% of you guys who watch my content haven't done this yet. Also, please like this video and go down to the bottom of your screen right now. Near the subscribe button, you'll see a bell notification button. Hit that for me so you can be notified every time I put something out that's new. All right, guys, we have another exciting jam-packed weekend of boxing. This video takes us to the Pechanga Resort in San Diego, California for a world title fight at 130 pounds. So in this video, we're gonna be going over both fighters, Navarrete and Suarez. We're gonna talk a little bit about their careers, how they go about their business. Also, stay tuned to the end of the video. We'll be going over those Las Vegas odds, and I'll be giving you my prediction on telling you where to put your money. Let's get into this. All right, guys, let's talk a little bit about the champion at 130 pounds first, Vaquero Emanuel Navarrete. When I think about his career, when I think about what he's done, even his fight style in the ring, I think about an X factor. He does everything unorthodox. I like to ask the coaches around him when he turned pro over 13 years ago. The guy's only 30. He turned pro as a 17-year-old. I'd like to ask his coaches back then, would they have predicted this guy to become a 3-weight world champion? When you look at the long list of iconic Mexican boxers, there aren't many 3-weight world champions. He did try to become a 4th. We know he's won titles at 22, 26, and 30, and he fell a little short at 135 when he lost a split decision to Dennis Baranchik. If he would have won that 4th, he would have put himself on hollow ground, joining the likes of other 4 division weight world champions in Mexican history, such as Morales, Arce, Marquez, Canelo, and Santa Cruz. And there's only a few other 3 division world champions, such as Barrera and Julio Cesar Chavez. De La Hoya won 6 and Tapia won 3, but those are more Mexican Americans. I'm talking about specifically born in Mexico. So this is a guy who's legendary already, and at only 30 years old, he still has so much more of his career. Lately in his career, we've seen a little bit of mixed bags. He is coming off a dominant victory. He has that loss that I told you about, and he also has a draw. The last time he fought in San Diego, things did not go his way, so he's going to be looking for his get back. I should also mention, out of 39 victories, he has 32 knockouts, so he doesn't really have one-punch knockout power, but he drowns his opponents. When he sees you struggling, he's going to drown you. This will also be his 16th world title fight. I mention all of these stats because with his opponent, Charly Suarez, you couldn't find a more contrasted matchup with these two. This guy turned pro at 30 years old. He is 36. He's undefeated with 18 victories, and he has a long storied amateur career coming from the Philippines. If you look at his resume, he shared the ring as an amateur with Vasily Lomachenko. Like I told you about Navarrete, who's an X factor with his style. He does a lot of things unorthodox. Charly Suarez is a technician. This guy's very technical with his guard, with his style, with his game plan. So when this matchup got made, it has a lot of boxing purists excited to see how this one's gonna play out. right now, let's take a closer look at what's at stake this weekend in California. All right, guys, Mexican 3-division king Emanuel Navarrete will defend his WBO Junior Lightweight World Championship against undefeated Filipino contender Charly Suarez. Navarrete returns to the site of his narrow loss to Denis Berinchyk last May, which ended his bid to become a 4-division world champion. He bounced back that December, stopping Oscar Valdez in 6 rounds to maintain his dominance at 130 pounds. This marks Navarrete's 16th world title fight, a run that began with his 2018 upset of Isaac Dogbo. His opponent, Charly Suarez, 18-0 with 10 knockouts, is a 2016 Olympian. He bursted onto the global scene with a 12th round stoppage of Paul Fleming in Australia in 2023. He's since gone 3-0 in the US, including a 3rd round knockout of Jorge Castaneda last September. Suarez aims to become the Philippines' 3rd reigning world champion, joining 105-pounders Melvin Jerusalem and Pedro Taduran. So right now, guys, I want to take a closer look at the undefeated Filipino, Charly Suarez, and see what he's been up to. Guys, Charly Suarez is 18-0 with 10 knockouts. He carries in the ring a 56% career knockout-to-win ratio, and out of 1,954 super featherweights, he's ranked number 16 in the world. His adoring fans know him as the King's Warrior, and the 36-year-old Filipino is an orthodox fighter standing at 5'6" with a 74-inch reach. He hails from Manila, Metro Manila, Philippines. We last saw him fight Jorge Castaneda 17-3, stopped him in the 3rd. Correa 15-6, UD in the 8th. Vasquez 25-3, UD in the 10th. Fleming 28-0, stopped him in the 12th. Palulu 25-2, stopped him in the 2nd. When I think about this guy's career, and if you guys want to learn more, go watch the Paul Fleming fight. Fleming is an Aboriginal fighter from Sydney, Australia. He was undefeated. He's a great fighter, has a lot of skills, and was winning that fight, was up on all the scorecards, and it tells you all you need to know about who Charly Suarez is. Even though going into the last round against an undefeated fighter away from home in Sydney at his opponent's hometown, he still found it psychologically to figure out a way to get the victory. The ref stopped the fight, which kept Charly Suarez's momentum rolling, and he's won 3 fights since. With his style, like I said, he's a technician when he goes in there. He's going to be looking to execute a game plan. It's going to be interesting how he attacks and confusing puzzle of Navarrete's style, and what he's going to see from Navarrete. One thing is for sure, he's never fought an opponent like Vaquero. Right now, let's take a look at his resume and see what he's been up to. Guys, Emanuel Navarrete is 39-2-1. He has 32 knockouts. He carries in the ring an 82% career knockout-to-win ratio, and out of 1,954 fighters at 130 pounds, he's ranked number 2. He is the WBO World Super Featherweight Champion. His adoring fans know him as Vaquero, and the 30-year-old Mexican is an orthodox fighter standing at 5'7" with a 72-inch reach. He hails from San Juan Ziltepec, District Federal, Mexico. We last saw him fight Oscar Valdez, 32-2, stopped him in the 6th. Denis Berinchyk, that fight was at 135 pounds, 18-0, lost a split in the 12th. Robson Conceição, 17-2, majority draw in the 12th. Oscar Valdez the first time, 31-2, UD in the 12th. Liam Wilson, 11-1, stopped him in the 9th. So guys, you could go up and down his last 5 or 6 fights and talk a little bit about controversy in each one. The Liam Wilson fight, Ozzy who traveled, who hurt Navarrete, and when you rewatch that knockdown, it was early in the fight, the ref took 15 to 20 seconds to get to his count. Navarrete recovers, and then he stopped Wilson. Valdez the first time, it was a decision. He kind of had a lackluster performance against Conceição, got a draw. He tried to be great, went up to 35. Loss. It was his first loss since early on in his career. And then he seemed to get back on track, went back to 130 and stopped Valdez. When you think about Navarrete's style, his feet aren't good. His guard isn't that good. His technique isn't that good. But what makes him great is he uses all that to his benefit. He makes his opponent almost freeze sometimes. His feet will switch. He throws punches at really awkward angles. His right hand sometimes has a piston element to it, to where it comes at different angles and his opponents can't predict where it's coming from. I wouldn't say he has one punch knockout power, but 32 knockouts out of 39 wins. The dude has pop. And what happens is he's a volume puncher. So you add that unorthodox approach, you add that right hand to the game, and you add his volume, and it is a nightmare to deal with. When I look at these guys side by side, a fascinating thing about this is that you have to give all the championship pedigree, the ring experience to Navarrete. When you look at Suarez, he's undefeated. Something to think about with his high guard, with his technical approach. He has a 74-inch reach, only 5'6", so he'll have a 2-inch reach advantage. He uses that to his advantage in the pocket. He sets his jab up to set up his backhand. We'll see how Navarrete deals with that. I'm going to be paying close attention to the beginning of this fight to see how Suarez handles those first few rounds. I feel from a competitive standpoint, he should be able to take a couple of the early rounds. I fully expect this fight to go late. Before we get to my prediction, I want to take a closer look at the Las Vegas betting odds. What I also want to tell you guys is down here in Australia, my book is called Sportsbet. Also, I'm only going to give you my money line prediction. Stay tuned to the channel tomorrow. I'll be doing my prop bet, method bet, and lock of the week live stream, 11 a.m. Australia time, 6 p.m. on the West Coast of America, 9 p.m. on the East Coast. So stay tuned to the channel to get my method of victory and prop and lock bets. All right, guys, currently on the money line, Navarrete is $1.22, meaning you put $100 on him, you get $22 in return. The draw is 16-1. Charly Suarez is $4.90, meaning you put $100 on him, you get your money back plus $3.90. Regarding my prediction, I got to be honest with you, I haven't spent this much time going back and forth regarding who I feel is going to win in a long time. I reached out to some friends overseas, reached out to my buddies in Australia who were at the Paul Fleming fight personally, who've seen Suarez fight, and I gotta be honest with you, look on YouTube, look at the content creators in the boxing space. A lot of people are taking the Filipino to upset Navarrete, even with those odds. They think that his undefeated pedigree, his technique, and his power is gonna be too much. What I'm gonna tell you right here, I just don't see it. I think Navarrete is going to be business as usual. I think what that style is going to prove too much for the Filipino. I don't think he's ever seen anything like that, and I think Navarrete is going to drown him. Like I said, I think the fight's going to go late, and I think Navarrete's swarming style, his volume punching, and the power that comes out of the right hand from unorthodox angles will be too much for the Filipino. And at 36 years old, I just don't see that body holding up over a world title fight against a monster like Navarrete. You guys don't have to agree with me. In the comment section below, how do you see this one going? Mexico or the Philippines? This one's exciting. Also, guys, if you haven't